Welcome to part 2. What I'd like to do now is some practice and to get you thinking it out for yourself. Let's take an example verb of to throw, and that would be tirar, tirar. Now, to express I throw, it's very easy. It would be tiro. So we have ti and ro. Tiro is I throw. Now, how would you say I throw the ball to him? The ball, again, is la pelota. So how would you say that in Spanish? It would be le tiro la pelota. So to him, I throw the ball. Le tiro la pelota. Now we take it one step further. How would you say I throw the ball to Pedro? Le tiro la pelota a Pedro. So I hope that you kept the le. Le tiro la pelota a Pedro. To say he throws would be tira. Here we have the a for he, she, or it. Tira. How would you say he throws the ball to her? Le tira la pelota. Literally to her, he throws the ball. Very simple. Le tira la pelota. Again, we can take it one step further and be explicit. He throws the ball to Maria. How would you say that? Le tira la pelota a Maria. What about this one? Pedro throws the ball to Maria. Pedro le tira la pelota a Maria. So here we have just putting the name at the front. Okay, so Pedro, to her, he throws the ball to Maria. See how strange that sounds in a literal translation? But this is correct Spanish. So once again, Pedro throws the ball to Maria would literally be Pedro to her throws the ball to Maria. Pedro le tira la pelota a Maria. What's the verb to call? Llamar. And I call? Llamo. How would you say now, I call Jose? Be careful. Le llamo a Jose. Here we jumped straight into the redundant le. I didn't give you the little step before. We just went straight into redundant le. Le llamo, to him I call, to Jose. What's the verb to say or to tell? Decir. To express I said as a dot past, I wonder if you can remember that. Dije. Dije. How would you say I said to her? Le dije. Now how would you say I said to my sister? My sister is mi hermana. Le dije a mi hermana. Here we have to her. I said to my sister. The redundant le. Le dije a mi hermana. What's the verb to speak? Hablar. And I speak? Hablo. Now, this is a curious one, because if you think about it, I speak to him or to her, to someone, to something. It seems to fall into that category of verbs that would naturally take le as a pronoun. Now, the curious thing is that sometimes le sounds correct with this verb of hablar, but there are many occasions where it doesn't. So I'm going to give you some advice, which is to avoid the use of this le or the redundant le when you use the verb hablar, because we have an easy way to get around it. Instead of saying, for example, I speak to everyone here, everyone, we're just going to use todos, todos. So I speak to everyone here. Instead, what we can say is I speak with everyone here. And that means that we don't have to use any le or redundant le at all. It would simply be hablo con todos aquí. So there's no le anywhere because we've chosen to use with. So I speak with instead of I speak to. So hablo con todos aquí. Let's do another example. He or she spoke, as a dot past with hablar would be habló. Habló. He spoke or she spoke. And the word for the crowd would be la multitud, literally the multitude. Before, and I'm sure you've heard in various texts, he spoke to the multitudes. Well, this is how you say it in Spanish. The crowd is la multitud, a feminine word. So we have habló and we have la multitud. Now, to say she spoke to the crowd, what we'll do is avoid this to, so we don't have to use le, and we just replace it with. So how would you say that? Habló con la multitud. Here we were able to circumnavigate our way around having to use le. And this is very specific to the verb of hablar, because it seems to fall very naturally into this group of to him, to her, or to it. But there are many instances where if you use le in combination with this verb, it sounds wrong. It doesn't sound natural in Spanish. So as a way to get around it, we just use with instead, and that works for the vast majority of the time. What's the verb to give? Dar. And to say I gave as a dot past would be di. Di. How would you say I gave the present to Erika? The present in Spanish is el regalo. Le di el regalo a Erika. To her, I gave the present to Erika. To say she gives would be da. Da. How would you say Maria gives the book to Alex? María le da el libro a Alex. So Maria, to him, she gives the book to Alex. The verb to write is escribir, escribir. And to say I write would be escribo, escribo. How would you say I write an email to her every day? For email, you can just use the same word, email. Le escribo un email cada día. So, to her, I write an email every day. Now, how would you say I write an email to Maria every day? Le escribo un email a Maria cada día. To say he writes would be escribe, escribe. How would you say Francisco writes an email to his brother each week? Francisco le escribe un email a su hermano cada semana. The verb to send, remember we have a choice. We can have enviar or mandar. So let's stay with mandar. And we want to say I sent, which would be mando, mando. How would you say I sent money to my family each month? le mando dinero a mi familia cada mes. So, to it, I suppose, because la familia is a single word. That's what we're referring to. So, to it, I send money to my family each month. See how redundant this le is. The verb to show is mostrar, mostrar. And if we wanted to say, I showed as a dot in the past, it would be mostré, mostré. How would you say, I showed him my house today? And we can put today way up front. Sounds more natural in Spanish. Hoy le mostré mi casa. Today, to him, I showed my house. Because again, you show something to him or to her, to somebody. Now, how would you take it one step further and say, I showed my house to my uncle today? The word for uncle is tío. Hoy le mostré mi casa a mi tío. Here we have today. To him I showed my house to my uncle. Without the le, it seems to make so much more logical sense on the surface when we do a direct translation into English. Today I showed my house to my uncle, right? Simple. It's that this le is what is making it, the translation, feel weird to our English sensibilities. So again, hoy le mostré mi casa a mi tío. The verb to bring is another one that falls into this category because you bring something to him or to her. And that verb is traer. Trae here, and it's an ER verb, traer. Now to express I bring, it goes irregular into traigo. Traigo is I bring. How would you say, I bring my uncle a coffee? Le traigo un café a mi tío. To him, I bring a coffee to my uncle. The verb to ask in Spanish is preguntar. There's also another one, but we'll just work with preguntar for now. And to say I ask would be pregunto, pregunto. How would you say I ask my sister? Le pregunto a mi hermana. To her I ask, to my sister. Remember again that le doesn't just mean to him or to her, but also to it for inanimate objects. For example, we could have this sentence, I sent the information to the school. So I sent is mandé, mandé. So how would you say I sent the information to the school? Le mandé la información a la escuela. So to it, I sent the information to the school. Again, without le, it makes sense in English. I sent the information to the school. Very simple, but we have to remember this redundant le in order to sound correct in Spanish. Let's do one more example of this. We have, I sent the documents to the university. Le mandé los documentos a la universidad. So again, we have to it, referring to the university. To it, I sent the documents to the university.